Hi there, folks. As we come to the end of the strangest term I've ever known, and I think the strangest term any of you will ever have known either, I just thought I'd drop you a few wee words to put your minds at ease and let you know that whatever we're facing in August, and at the moment it looks as if we're facing a more normal situation than we thought, but whatever we're facing, that we have contingencies for that and we're ready to go. We've been focusing initially on our additional support needs, young people and young people particularly vulnerable. We have already had a transition programme, or enhanced transition for a small amount of young people who have been in the school over Tuesday and Wednesday and who have met all the relevant staff, had a wee look at the school and gone round to put their minds at ease. We'll continue to ensure that we're keeping an eye on those young people who need us most, those young people who need most attention throughout this entire period, and there'll be ongoing communications about that. Timetables, of course, have been delayed. We had timetables considerably in an advanced stage. We were then told, of course, to put our alternative model, which effectively was working in the larger blocks of learning. It now looks, after the announcement from the Deputy First Minister, that we will be coming into a normal timetable. There are some final decisions to be made in that, queries, conversations with principal teachers, which will be more difficult to take place over the summer. However, we're very confident that we can revert to our initial timetable, and that any conversations that have to take place about that will take place in time for the young people to have their timetables. It will possibly mean that those timetables will only be issued on their first day back. And we will make sure that that's not a stressful time and that's a gentle easing in. We're still in negotiations at the moment as to what kind of first week we'll have. We're very much looking for a bit of a soft week, if I'm honest, and sticking to roughly the plan we put out there for you. There'll be an in-service on Tuesday, only first years on Wednesday, and then we anticipate instead of half the school, it'll be the whole school on Thursday and Friday. However, if that changes at all, we'll give you that information in plenty of time. We certainly are hoping to have time to talk to our young people, to assess their mental and physical health, to assess their wellbeing holistically, and for them to have a conversation with all those positive staff that can support them and to put their minds at ease. This will be, of course, a major issue for our S1, who have really had very little engagement with the school in a real sense. We have been in touch with them through Google Classrooms. We have been running our Hooked On Hermitage virtually and via their primary teachers. However, there's nothing quite makes up for that human contact, and we have to make sure that they hit the ground running in an emotional sense, and they're happy with where they are and they're enjoying their experience at Hermitage Academy. We'll also have to make sure the monitoring of that is as high a standard as we can possibly produce to ensure that nothing is missed in the first few months while they're up, because what we really want is a good start for them too. We've been asked also about PPE, about protective wear. At this moment there are still some discussions about that. However, we're anticipating, if we are told that all the young people are coming back, that will no longer be the issue. Should it be an issue, should we have to put these things in place, we will make sure it's there. We already have quite a lot of our cleaning material in place. We also have an enhanced cleaning regime happening at the school. Our own technical department can actually make the protective masks if needs be, and we have issued them. Actually, they're of an NHS standard, and we have issued them to quite a few health authorities and health workers throughout various communities actually. We will make sure that's where it should be. However, there will be a further update, as we understand, from central government early July and late July, and we will have to work closer to the situation as it is, getting nearer to the start of school. Obviously, we're clearly seeing that the information we were given even just 2 weeks ago is considerably out of date, and we can no longer work with that. I know there were some queries about whether we would possibly do even a 2-year hire was mentioned there, whether we can possibly be more flexible. If we can't produce the timetable as it normally comes, then we'll have to be as flexible as we possibly can, and we will close no doors that will give our young people opportunities. So anything in the event of a blended model, we are very confident that we have a system in place that can deliver the education for them, that we will be flexible about that system. We are also confident that we will have canteen staff in In that situation, we would hope as many people would bring packed lunches as possible and take the litter away with them. However, we will have catering on the premises, and it probably will be cold lunches in the event of it being our blended model, which doesn't, I emphasise, look like being the case. Otherwise, of course, we will have the full range of food available come August. I would ask you that perhaps you could, if you could charge up your young people's accounts and make sure that as much can be contactless as possible. And if you do that through the online process, we would really appreciate that. If you've got any queries, just drop a wee line to inquiries about that. I've also been asked about our flexibility in terms of how quick we can implement it. Both the timetables are already written. We can present either of those or a variation of either if it comes to it. We will be ready to go with whatever timetable we're asked to produce, and we're confident that we can do that at relatively short notice. However, all senior staff will be in for the full week before the start of term, and I would imagine, since we have the usual discussion and probably a higher level of them about results and courses from probably about the 3rd or 4th of August onwards, that we'll have a whole team in place for that, and we'll look at whether we need an appointment system to put in place for that too. We've also been asked about the prelim system and whether we will have prelims as normal. I would be very keen to have those. It might be the very thing that we'd have to use for evidence if there is any change to the examination system, and at the moment we have no further information on the examination changing. At the moment, as we understand, there's still a preparation for the full exam diet. If I hear anything more about that, I promise I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. I've also had quite a bit of conversation about transport. Again, with the situation being in flux at the moment, I don't think we can get any solid answers on transport, but I do know that the transport authorities are looking at it at the moment, and they have asked questions about how many of our young people would need that transport, and of course that situation has now changed since the Deputy First Minister made the statement that it is likely that we will be having all young people back to school. I know you'll want reassurances about the trains and the buses, whether there's still PPE needing worn in that, whether there will be limitations, whether there will be separation, and we will try and make sure we get as much detail as possible. At the moment, we are ready to go for distances within the school. At the moment, we are still ready to go for every second week having available support material online. At the moment, our janitorial staff are aware that changes will probably take place over the summer and that we will be in touch with them. Our focus throughout will be making sure you're well informed, and our focus through the whole process will be making sure that, firstly, our additional support needs young people and our most vulnerable people and our S1 are feeling very comfortable about their experience and about the support they will receive when they're in Hermitage Academy, but also that all young people and all families feel fully informed about the situation, as it will stand closer to the time. To be honest, those details are clearly going to change dramatically over the next couple of weeks. We have our house system in place, we have our guidance teachers in place, we have our faculty head of wellbeing, equality and inclusion looking at that overall. The house heads, the deputies have house head authority within there, and they'll be keeping close watch over young people too, and we'll be continuing to give you information out about that. Should there be any other changes, we'll inform you immediately, and should there be any need to implement a system other than normality, if that is what we're coming back to, and we really hope it is, then we will specifically define that for you and give you that information well beforehand. We expect that information to come to us in July. We expect that to be fully with us by second or third week within there. We would hope we'd have more information in there. Even if that's not the case, we will make sure we keep you well informed. But we will be on this. We will be looking after you young people. We will be keeping you informed, and we will be making sure this is a smooth transition back to normality for all of our young people. A smooth transition from primary to secondary for our new S1, and a smooth transition for all those young people with some more challenges than the rest, and we will make sure that the support is in place at all stages. Thanks very much for your patience during this. Please continue to be patient with your young people. Please continue to empathise with the stresses they're going through amidst your own strifes, and please remember, that you can always drop us a line. You can always get in touch with the school. I will be checking the emails over the summer after taking a brief break, and I will be making sure that we get answers out to you if there are any real queries that you're thinking are going to cause some difficulties for you. But so stay calm and carry on in a slightly different situation. All the best for the summer. Please look after yourselves and your family. Remember how much we care about you, and remember we will be back very soon, and contact is always available. Look after yourselves. Thank you.